It couldn't have started better as they get Kevin Durant back for the critical Game 5, and he couldn't have looked more comfortable in the first quarter. DJ told me he was on his way to a 40-point night. He was 3 of 3 from 3 in that first quarter for 11 total points. Most threes he's ever made in a quarter in his postseason career. And again, he was looking very, very comfortable. But then came the second quarter, and everything went down. And it will be some time before we know exactly how it will look when it gets back up again. He knew it immediately. Down he goes, grabbing that right ankle, that right Achilles area. You can actually see something pop in there, the vibrations running through his legs. Durant seen leaving the arena on crutches. And as Brian Windhorst was discussing after the game was over, this was a moment of extraordinary consequence all across the NBA.
I don't mean to take the focus off tonight, but the NBA just changed. The NBA just changed. Next year, there's teams crawling all over themselves to get Durant. There's going to be this pecking order. There's teams making trades to clear salary cap space. The thought was he was going to be available on the market. In addition to this series, the entire NBA just changed tonight.
Here's a little indication of how it's being treated all over the place here in New York. The Daily News, Knicks lose Game 5. This has been a belief of a lot of people around the sport that Kevin Durant was coming to play for the Knicks, obviously, in the worst possible way. All of that changes last night. There's so much to dissect here. I want to bring in our front office insider, Bobby Marks. And Bobby, thank you for doing this on short notice because I have so many questions for you. Let's talk about the different options available to Durant now if what we expect to happen today does happen. That is, the news is it is bad. It's a tendon, the Achilles, and he will miss perhaps all of a year. What is his first option as far as opting in Golden State?
Well, you're right, Greeny. He's got a $31.5 million player option for 2019-20. He's got till June 29th to decide on that. And if you're his business manager, Rich Kleiman, you're kind of canvassing the league right now to figure out if he did opt out, is there a 4-year, $140 million max contract? And is there conversations with the Warriors for 5 years, $221 million. As you can see, that Achilles injury will not be insurable here. So if he does suffer an injury or if he's out next year, the team, either Golden State or his new team, will not get any reimbursement. And remember, last year he signed that 2-year, $62 million contract. He could have signed a 4-year, $160 million contract, and so essentially he's left $100 million on the table. But for the next 3 weeks, it's all about figuring out if there is a team out there, or if it's Golden State, that has a max contract on the table for Durant.
Now, do I understand you have already spoken to some teams around the league this morning to gauge what they're thinking?
I have. I talked to 3 teams, and I didn't even get the question out, Greeny. I said, if Kevin Durant was if you had cap space, would you go out and sign Kevin Durant, knowing that he will likely be out maybe the whole year? And the resounding answer was yes. And each of the teams also said that they wouldn't even put any injury language in there for maybe years 3 and 4 to protect. So yes, there will be a marketplace for Kevin Durant this summer, either with a team that, for 4 years, $141 million, or even back in Golden State here.
Can you assess, as a front office person yourself in the NBA your whole life, just how risky a move like that is, especially considering the history of players coming back from Achilles injuries?
Well, it's high risk, especially where the salary cap's going. This is not 10 years ago when a max contract was $18 to $20 million. The Durant numbers are 38, 40, 42, $44 million. So that is a big number to sit on your cap for the foreseeable future if he doesn't come back to this all-star level form.